All right, guys, capturing a bunch of content this morning. It's a rainy day. Got a lot going on around here at Davis Auto Sales in Richmond, Virginia. You're going to ask, why am I dressed so funny? If you haven't watched the other videos yet or they haven't loaded yet, it's because when I got to work this morning bright and early, it wasn't raining. So I took my clothes out of the car, got interrupted with a customer, got interrupted with an employee, got to looking at some vehicles that arrived, and about an hour later when I realized it had been raining steady, I realized that my clothes were sitting on the hood of the truck I was driving. So, wallet, everything, soaking wet. Thankfully we have merch in stock, but I don't sell pants. So we had to get some pants in stock for these days like this. But anyway, not a square body school today, but I think for you guys that are entertained by different things, we're going to do an OBS school. What does OBS mean? We get that comment all the time on our messages and everything else. OBS stands for old body style. Could you call a square body an OBS? Sure, it's old body style. But the common theme is this body style and that body style. Now, is that super confusing? Yes, because one's a Ford, one's a Chevy. People don't call Dodges OBS. People call Dodges Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5. That's all they call Dodges. But in the world of trucks, OBS means this body style Ford, which was made from 92 to 97, and this body style Chevrolet, which superseded, but gets real confusing. That's why I need my little board, but it has ended up over there in our merch area. So this body style started in 88, and it ran till 98. But that's an 89 and a 91 Suburban. So how does that make sense? Chevrolet carried the body style across, even though this truck here could have been a 1988, and that right there is a 1989, still a square body. Suburbans, Blazers, and crew cab trucks, 1 ton, stayed this body style till 91. Then they went to this body style in 92, even though the half tons went to this body style in 88. And 3/4 ton, I guess, too, because I think my grandfather had a light 3/4 ton 88. It got very confusing. We can go into a whole episode about that. But 92 to 97 here. Another fun fact, there really was not a 1998 Ford other than an F-150. 250s and 350s, they kind of shut the line down. I've had 1999, which we all know is the Super Duty body style, that were produced in like 5 of 98, 4 of 98. Production times that make no sense to a dealer, because we all know usually 9, let's say this is 9 of 96, it would be a 97. So the 9th month usually is the new production. Now that has changed a lot. We've had 2025 models on the ground in heavy duty trucks almost for 6 months now. So gets really weird, a topic for a whole nother day. But OBS, old body style. Ford, which this happens to be a 7.3. Chevrolet, that happens to be a crew cab. Super rare, super unusual. That particular truck there is a couple people interested. I don't know why it's taken a month for anybody to jump on this truck, but we brought you some other videos. If you see this one for the first time and you haven't watched those, just type in OBS on our page and look for this truck. A spectacular example. There's nothing hidden. There's no rust, nothing. So where we'll lead with a whole nother square body trend and where I see this going, and again, more videos to come. Why are the square bodies so popular? Guys of my age, we had them, then we didn't have them, now we have them again. Daniel, my brother, youngest brother, 10 years younger than me. OBS body style to him, other than he's square body weirdoed out because of us having square bodies. But if he was to take his generational truck, the same thing. These were 4, 5, 6 years old when he was driving. So you could find a really crappy beat up one, or they were too expensive. Now life's coming back around, they're getting more affordable again. But they're also climbing in value. So people are like, what's the next trend? They're always asking us, what's the next trend? What's the next trend? OBS trucks will be the next trend, whether it be Ford or Chevy, because of the age demographic of the people buying them. Those were the guys going through high school, seeing them, seeing, you know, their neighbor driving a brand new and wishing they had it, coming out of school, now making money, and at the age demographic where they can afford something. A lot of them are doing square bodies, don't get me wrong. And even my brother Brian, his first truck was an OBS. He had a single cab short bed. I think it was up 9 inches, had 35 wide Mickeys on it. I mean, it was a sweet truck. And it was one of the first around lifted because they were IFS. Another reason you don't see a lot of those lifted, they're IFS. Ford, on the other hand, does have a TTB, but it is with leaf springs. And then the 350s, of course, have a solid axle, just like your square body trucks. So again, a ton of episodes we can get out of this. I want to see how much you guys engage. So if the OBS stuff interests you, drop a comment. If you agree it's probably the next most popular to come, drop a comment, because I think all of us are going to agree the Ford OBSs are already strong. Those things will knock your socks off how expensive they are. That one's pretty affordable, but it's got some faded paint. It's not perfect. But the cool part with this one, again, just like this truck, there's no rust. There's been no rust. There was no rust. This is a Virginia truck, if I remember correctly. Website tells you for sure. It is a 7.3. It doesn't have crazy high miles. Same thing here. You can start to feel a little bubbling coming right there, but it's moderate. So that's where they rust. They also rust down bottom. Oh, yep, AJ just reminded me, this is a stick shift truck. So we can see it on the other side. Then we need to get this truck detailed. We've been running a little behind, so no excuse, but you find one of these in a four-door that's not rusty, you got a game changer. But this truck's pretty original inside. It is a manual. It is a 7.3. It does start and run great. 96 model, so second year to the last. 97 will be last. Both tanks work. I know my guys have already checked that. It's got a ball in the bed. So not trying to sell you on these two trucks. Again, they sell themselves. But OBS trucks, next fad, I do believe. We'll bring you guys some more content, because one day we're going to run out of this. One day we're going to run out of the arsenal of personal square bodies and other square bodies and new incoming square bodies. The shop will probably never run out of working on square bodies because of all the new inventions they've come out with. But we love them, and we do believe that's the next generational thing to come. And again, I wanted to answer that because so many people ask, what is an OBS? And we find it funny, but again, you know, it's a slang term, old body style. I guess it could stand for anything. Dune buggy could be an OBS. But these are the ones that traditionally people know of as OBSs. We even have some people call the 80s model Fords square bodies, brick noses. And then, of course, we know in the 70s, you got your bump sides, your dent sides, and all that. Again, all kinds of stuff we can go into other videos about. But for today, that's where we're at on our OBSs. And that's why I'm dressed funny. And we did just do a video. Not sure if it's coming before this one or after this one, but when it comes out, some really exciting news about some builds and some shows and some events. We good on time, AJ? All right, let's kill it. Thanks, guys. We appreciate all the support as always. All right, guys, getting some content today pretty quickly. This is not a square. Start over.